What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's video. Now, in the last video I put out there, if you guys wanted to know sort of a little update, a follow on really, what happened with that BMW 1 Series. We made a video on, obviously the engine was knackered and it got sent back to Copart. And as well, a few of you have been asking what's happened with the Vauxhall Combo van. So today I'm going to explain exactly what's happened with them two vehicles. Okay, so we're going to start with the BMW first. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys what I paid for the car with fees, and I'm also going to show you some pictures from the actual auction itself, the pictures that I saw before purchasing, the pictures that were on Copart's site. So we'll have a look at the pictures first. So as you can see, you know, it looks okay. There's a minor bit of damage. What actually drew me to this car was the fact that it didn't start, strangely enough, because I know these 120Ds, they're very common for timing chains to snap. So obviously if I'd got it at the right price, I'd set my budget. If I got it at the right price, I took into account getting a new engine for the car. The car's valued because it's not categorized. I should fetch the going rate money for this car, which is just over £5,000. Obviously the mileage is pretty high. It was 122, but like I said, we was going to be changing the engine, so that wasn't too much of an issue. Now, I set my budget at £1,800. I won the car for £1,750, so I come in within budget. After fees, and you bear in mind that Copart won't let you pick your own vehicles up. You have to get it delivered through Copart. Now, as some of you know, I use a recovery firm that is authorised by Copart. They had been delivering vehicles over the COVID period on behalf of Copart. So I rang them up. I spoke to the recovery firm and I said, look, I can arrange to pick the vehicle up. It's a firm that you use. They said no, policy is delivery has to go through us. And obviously it normally pays £80. I normally pay £80 to the recovery firm to drop it back to me. I think Copart charged me just over £120. I can't remember the exact figure. I haven't got them to hand. But after all the fees and the delivery fees, the total amount I paid for this car was £2,203. Obviously the car turned up, and you see in the video we walked around and we looked exactly what was wrong with the car. Pretty much not a lot was right with the car. So based on what I saw, that it wasn't going to be beneficial for me to replace this engine, as well as the bodywork, you know, repairing that shoddy bodywork that was, you know, that we saw in that previous video. But the interior as well. The interior was a real letdown. You know, it really was disheartening. It should be looked after, and it wasn't. So obviously you guys saw that video. After that video, I spoke to a BMW specialist. He said to remove the cam sensor, a few other bits, and you can 100%. I knew that the timing chain had snapped. I was sort of clutching at straws. I spoke to Copart, rang them up. I said, look, the car I bought from you. And again, it's sold as seen, so I'm not, you know, throwing any shade on Copart. This happens. This video I'm doing today is just to show you guys, you know, the good and the bad from doing this sort of thing. You know, buying these cars and trying to fix them up. You know, it's not all as rosy as it seems. Now I'm going to put some footage in now, and you will see this clip I'm about to show you is the car leaving my possession on its way back to Copart to be put back through the auction. Now, I set a reserve on the auction, say at 2,200, just to sort of, you know, cover myself. I put a reserve on it. I know I probably wouldn't get 2,200, but you know, if I don't get that, there's some sort of leeway maybe to try and get a little bit more for it, you know. So anyway, a couple of days go by and it's now live on the website. So I'm scrolling through the pictures. I'll show you now exactly what I saw, and I come across this. As you can see, it's taken a nasty whack to the rear bumper. Now obviously that wasn't there when it left my possession, as you see from the footage that I showed you of it leaving. So yeah, that annoyed me, to say the least. You know, that this has happened to a car that I've not had much luck with already. I got on the phone to Copart. The lady that I was dealing with at head office that books the car in was very, very helpful. You know, I can't fault her whatsoever. She did everything she could to find out exactly what happened. She spoke to the branch. The branch manager said that they were going to speak to the recovery service to see what had happened. I said, sort of, did this happen in transit on its way to Copart? And he said, no, you know, we dropped it, you know, exactly how we picked it up. Fair enough. I explained that obviously I was going to chase this up because, you know, I'm already out of pocket, you know, no fault other than my own fault, but nonetheless, I'm still out of pocket. And, you know, it doesn't look too good with a massive dent on the rear bumper. So now, to put a car back through the auction, if you don't have a seller's account, which I didn't then, but I do have a seller's account now. If you don't have a seller's account, it's including to pick. It's actually pretty good, including to pick the car up and get it dropped off there, photographed and put through the auction. It's well, I say pretty good. It depends what car you're putting through, but it's £208. Obviously, if you've got a seller's account, it's a lot cheaper. Now, I'd already spent £450 odd when I got the car. So I'm looking at over sort of £660 just in fees, just in this one car, since having it in my possession. You know, when you put that into perspective, that is a hell of a lot of money. So go back to the story. They wanted to investigate. First port of call was obviously the recovery service. Now, at this time, when she explained that they're going to speak to the recovery service and see what exactly has happened, because I booked it in with Copart. Arranged delivery through Copart. As soon as the car left mine, that's in Copart's possession. I got a call later on that day from the lady at head office. She said because the bumper was already damaged before, because there was a little bit of damage on the driver's side of the bumper, she said that they're willing to basically sort of offer me a goodwill token of £100. And I went back and said, look, I said, I'm not, you know, I'm reasonable, you know, I'm a reasonable person. You know, I expect at least for the fees to get the car back through the auction to be wiped. I think that's fair. You guys tell me if you think different, but I think that was more than fair considering the damage that had happened. You know, now going back to that, they said that they were willing to give me £100 because the bumper was already damaged. And I said, regardless of if the bumper was already damaged or not, that's not the point. The point is the bumper has been damaged since it's left my possession. Regardless if the bumper's damaged or not, that really shouldn't come into it. So anyway, the lady went back to the branch manager and put that across, you know, and they agreed that. So this all happened on the day that the car was supposed to go through the auction. I think the car was up to like £600 before it goes through auction. For you guys that bought from Copart a couple of hours before, you can't bid on the car because, you know, the build up to the auction, then you can bid when the car comes up on the lot. While all this was going on before we agreed on wiping the fees, they put it on hold. A couple of hours before the auction, the lady at head office said that we're going to put it through the next auction, the next upcoming auction in a few days' time. This was on a Tuesday, so it was due to go up on a Friday. But it lost all of them previous bids, so it started at 0. That was all good. You know, Friday comes, and I just put some footage in here of actually how the auction went. So I was watching it, letting it sort of build up, and there's a few times it goes through bonus time. You know, if anyone else wants to bid, it gives it, you know, a few, you know, extra seconds, see if anyone else wants to bid, and then it goes up. And as you can see, the end result, we sold the car, but like I said, it was on minimum bid. But the final hammer price was £17.50. and that's exactly what I paid for it. So from that, I had it reserved at 2,200. So I spoke to the lady at head office. She was sort of dealing with this and liaising with, negotiating with the buyer. She said, like, how do you want to counter bid? I said, well, go to 2,150, try your luck at that. If you get no joy, go to 2,000, and then give me a call back after that. So, and they've got, the day of the auction, the buyer has 2 working days to negotiate. So, you know, whether you accept it or you decline it, whatever, there's 2 working days. On the Monday, didn't hear nothing. So I rung the lady back up at the end of Monday. I said, you know, is there any news? No, I haven't heard anything. What I'll do is I'll try and give them a call in the morning. So anyway, the next day comes, and it's coming. It's like 3 o'clock. So it's, you know, it's getting towards the end of the day. Still haven't heard anything. Don't know if it's sold. You know, if she's heard back. So I gave her a call. She said, I haven't heard nothing. He hasn't responded. The buyer hasn't responded to any counter bids. I said, just accept the 1,750. Now today is Friday the 18th of June. Obviously Tuesday just gone, I'm referring to regards when a decision needs to be made. So then we've got a call today from the lady at head office to tell me that the buyer has not paid for the vehicle. It's going to be going back through the auction. So yeah, it's it's been eventful. It's been eventful to say the least. But this is exactly why I'm doing this video, to show you guys, you know, what can happen. Now, to be fair, I cannot fault Copart at all, especially the lady at head office. She has been incredible. Honestly, it's been, you know, she's been very helpful. She's been on side. So yeah, that's now done. That's the latest on that. I will come back in and at some point in a near future video, probably in the next Corsa video that we're going to be doing, or maybe the one after. But I'll come in and I'll just let you guys know exactly what happened with that. Right. So now we're going to move on to the combo van. Now, as you guys have seen, back in February, I purchased a Vauxhall Combo van from Copart that was smoking. We took the turbo off. We had a glow plug light on, so we changed the glow plugs. We took the turbo off. Now I took the turbo to 3 different garages, got them to inspect the turbo, and they all come back and said that the turbo was knackered. So I had a bit of glimmer of hope, thinking that the you know, we get the turbo done, happy days, all good. And then obviously we, you know, fixed it all back up, and then the COVID-19 happened, and I, you know, obviously no one was buying nothing, as you can imagine. So I sort of sat on that for a couple of months, and then obviously as things started to sort of go back to normal, I advertised it, and had a bit of interest. Had a guy come to take a look at it. Obviously wanted to take it on a test drive, which wasn't a problem, so we went on a little test drive, and it all was fine for a couple of minutes, and then he turned around and said that it's lacking power. And I look in the mirror, and the whole road is filling up with smoke. You honestly cannot write this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little clip in here just to show you this was me driving the van, just showing you exactly what was happening. But the problem is, when you're doing these cars, and you know, I didn't have traders insurance, it's a headache in itself. So I've now got a traders policy, so happy days, you know, that won't be an issue no more. So I rang about a few garages, and a few of them recommended this diesel specialist. So I got on the phone to them. I said, look, I just explained what had happened, the situation, how I come about the van, what I've done to the van, and now what is happening to the van. And they said, yeah, drop it in next week. A week later, to wait a week for the van to go in. Obviously spoke to my recovery guys, asked sort of how much they'd charge. They wanted 60 quid, and I thought, if I do it late at night, maybe I can try and drive the van over to the garage. So I dragged my dad out, got him to follow behind, and literally a couple of minutes down the road, 5 minutes down the road, it's just too dangerous. My poor dad was behind me, breathing in all that, you know, it wasn't happening. So parked it up, and as you can see, this is obviously where I turned the fan off. This was the remains of what was coming out of the bonnet and the exhaust. So yeah, the van currently at the moment, while making this video, is still with the garage. Obviously, you know, I'm expecting them to come back and say piston rings, you know, engine's knackered. So yeah, I was in two minds as to what to do with the van. It owes me around sort of £1,800 mark. Probably seen my van in the background in some videos. It's a big Renault Traffic. I've now sold that. Originally what I was going to do was put the combo van back through Copart, but for the sakes of a new engine, if it needs a new engine, I don't have a van anymore, so it's worth maybe just purchasing a new engine and putting it in and using that as my new van. The combo would be a perfect size. I did want a caddy van. I'm not fussed, I'm not too bothered really, it's just for work, but you know, I'd lose money by putting it back through the auction, and then, you know, I then got the drama of trying to find another van. So, you know, and obviously I can do a couple of videos on putting a new engine in. You know, I've got a new turbo. You know, I checked the turbo's fine. There's no problems with the turbo. You know, I whipped off the intake pipe, had a look. You know, I'll put the picture up now. It looks spot on. There's no scoring. It's looking to be a new engine. So the van might not be gone for good just yet. Obviously, we will see. But as you can see, I'm still smiling. This stuff happens, you know. It's not all. I know there's a lot of guys out there, and they do a very, very good job with rebuilding these cars, and we're all doing it our own way. I've been, I don't know, you could say unfortunate, or you know, not done my homework properly, and I've been caught out. Just be very careful when you're looking at used unrecorded. You know, even if it says it runs and drives, you know. The Vauxhall Combo van runs and drives. I'd sold my van, but I didn't have no way of getting to work. So I'll show you guys. I went out yesterday and bought this beauty of a car from my recovery guy. The same guy I got the Peugeot van off. I'll just show you. It's an absolute diamond of a car. Let me turn this round. Look at that. Beautiful little Fiat Punto. So yeah, it's not all bad. You drive that in a Fiat Punto, so you know, every cloud has a silver lining. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you do hit that thumbs up button. And as well, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with content. And for those of you that have been supporting the channel, it does mean a lot. Thanks for sticking around and taking the time to watch the videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys very soon. Take it easy. Until next time. Peace.